Canaanites, traditionalists. Growing city is less expensive, food technologies are less expensive, knowledge technologies are more expensive, power technologies are more expensive. So money technologies are neutral. Yes, but knowledge gain is significantly more expensive, that does make sense. Alright, I need to keep that in mind. I've played this so many times, I've learned so many things. I will not even bother to try to explain everything that I have figured out so far. But you can presumably tell by the fact that I know exactly where to place those initial flags that I have at least a semblance of a plan, as far as the first few turns are concerned. But beyond that point, chaos theory takes over and it's down to heuristics again. Now let's check the victory conditions. There are two that net you 3 points, which is interesting. There's the Mausoleum and the Colossus. So 9 armies of fleets and 5 captured cities. That can certainly be done. Population is at the bottom. I hate that. That's easy to reach, but at the same time, that's the one my faction excels at, you see. Wealth is only worth 2 crowns. That's also bad. Easy to reach. Easy to swing the game in your favor, especially if you're the AI. Sure, easy to reach for me, but that's not as relevant. What do I want to aim for? Wealth and city pop, almost certainly. That's 3 points out of these 2. But what else? I could aim for power technologies and just get the cheaper ones. Well, the cheapest ones out there. Once I do get enough knowledge stacked up. Once I run out of anything else to put it in. But I would rather not. That's not playing to my strengths, and I would prefer to play to my strengths. Power is also most certainly an option. That's 5 in total. I would need 2 more points. Spaces on the map are almost impossible to get. Which means I'll have to either go for captured cities or armies and fleets. Now, if I go for captured cities, I just need 4 more points. Which could be, say, power and wealth, as difficult as those 2 are to get at the same time. But I could go out to Conqueror. Or, possibly, I could get my population all the way up to 15, then get 9 armies and fleets combined and capture 5 cities. Even at a low power level. Although at that point, presumably I'll pump my power all the way up to 16. I guess we'll just have to see. And figure these things out further down the line. Let's get this single grassland tile over there, and there are a couple of options for me. A couple of options indeed. Let's flag these 2 plain tiles and the river tile. Now, sometimes you get a river flag for free, and that's absolutely brilliant, but I didn't get that this time. I'll live. 5 flags from the Egyptians. Dear oh dear. A sea flag or 10 signs per city? Ugh. I don't want a sea flag. I don't need a sea flag. And what can I do with this science anyway? Start getting on my way to flagging the hills, I guess. Fine, fair enough. Let's do that. And this particular pathetic turn, all I can do is flag a single river. That's it. Nothing more. 1 thing flagged. Dear oh dear. A river flag or get all hill flag text. That makes no sense. I almost got them already. This is a tough one. Because I could hypothetically get something like power and rivers and have a decent chance of conquering that. But I've told myself not to unnecessarily get power attacks. So I won't. I'll stay true to myself and not get that. Oh, never mind. Assyrians have power though. So just equalize. That's not something I need. I know the Egyptians never flag this tile. If this playthrough is the one where they do, my goodness, I think I'm just restarting. Oh wait, I got a free river flag. I'm going to lose this. I'm going to put down this flag. The Assyrians are going to flag the same thing, and I'm going to lose that. Why did you do that to me, game? Why? There was also no point in getting the hill thing. Should I just restart? Because that was terrible. Oh, this is also terrible. 5 flags in 1 turn? That's not gonna happen anytime soon. Galleys? Place flags on the sea? Really? Am I about to start doing that? I could. I hypothetically could, but that would be a completely different game plan. That doesn't mean it's a bad plan, but it's a different plan. Alright, fine. Let's be flexible. Let's go for the sea. The sea gives me no yields to begin with. The sea gives me nothing. So, to begin with, I presumably ought to flag the hills so that I can get the money off of them, which I desperately need in order to be able to get much of anything. Next turn I'll have 27, to which point I can get additional money out of every single hill tile. Although, to speed things along, I may want to get, say, more money out of plains, or even more food out of hills. The most I can get is 33. If I can get all the way up to 30, I'll be able to get money out of plains. Let's get that. I know I'm getting less food, but at the same time I'll be getting money, which I'll be trading for food. I prefer to get food directly, but food tax, even though they're cheaper, they're still expensive. 2 per grassland, that's fall. Build a city on hills for a hill yield tech. Hill, yeah, I would say, but they are still expensive in terms of food, so I don't know about that. I think I'll just take what immediately gives me a nice little benefit and redeem that food coupon. More money out of plains, please. And then 2 flags on hills. Oh, and of course, let's readjust this and spend everything on food. That seems reasonable. A desert flag, all money per each hill. Money per each hill? That's amazing. Let's take that. Activated immediately, get 21 more gold. Flag this little hill. And consider flagging the desert. Oh dear. I could start getting the desert tiles. Or I could start flagging the sea, although for that to make any sense, I would need some sea yield tax. If I can get myself up to 80 in terms of science, I'll be able to get food out of sea tiles. And then things might really start going my way. But alas, that isn't possible so far. 40 or 48? 40, because that's cheaper and I will have more and more hill tiles as time goes on. Alright, plenty more food. I know that the waste is just crippling, but let's roll with that. Let's see, where do the Babylonians have power? As far as I can tell... Oh, they have power in the desert! They do... No, that's power from the cities alone. But it still is power, fair enough. They don't seem to have any power tax. Although, I don't know. Alright, let's stick with this and see what happens. Maybe I shouldn't have traded for food so much and instead should have just stockpiled the gold to get an army faster. But I want to be able to flag these hill tiles as soon as possible. Conflict. And the conflict got resolved with a city on plains for plain yield tech. That's cute and everything, but I'll get irrigation to get fall food to be able to flag more things. I'll also get more food out of my hills, which I will continue to flag incessantly. 3 more hill tiles. More food. Can I get 48 science? No, I absolutely cannot. Can I save up for an army? Nope. I can't get that either. Well, thankfully I'm not under attack yet. I'm also second to last, which is pathetic. Place 10 flags in 1 turn, not gonna happen. All sea yield tax to have movement across the sea. I guess the game essentially decided that I'll be going out there and sailing. Dear oh dear. Do I flag this? The Babylonians could possibly take it. Neither of us takes it if the Babylonians try to flag it and fail. Yeah, let's try to flag that anyway. And next turn, I just might get myself an army. 39. Doesn't seem like much, but I can use it to, say, get more gold out of my hills. I could also use it for more science, but I'll get that later. Science tax are also more expensive for my faction, as you might have noticed. Please, Babylonians, don't flag this. Just don't. Just don't. Oh, thank goodness. Purple has deployed an army. Own 3 cities on hills for a hill power attack. That's very unlikely. All grassland yield tax to have movement across grass. I don't want grassland yield tax anytime soon. How soon will I get 3 cities on hills? I don't think I ever got 3 cities on hills. That's just not where I put my cities. Well, if I go out assailing, I might as well be assailing the Egyptians. How much are the grassland yield tax? They're not that expensive, but I only have 2 tiles. So this expenditure would be a complete waste as far as I can tell. I think whichever of these I pick is going to end up being useless. It'll be the first thing to get replaced. Money, please. Any power you have in the desert, Babylonians? No, you don't. How about in those hills? No. Didn't think so. Well, in that case, allow me to not be able to get them. Damn it. It's just too expensive. Especially since I have to go all the way around since I don't have these desert tiles flagged. Well, in that case, I'll assault them from all the way over here. That's severely unfortunate. But then again, those are precious tiles, aren't they? A lot of food over there. In those wonderful plains. Right, what do I flag now? Perhaps I ought to start flagging the sea to get all sea flag tags to make flagging this sea even easier further down the line. How do I spend a single unit of wealth? Well, it's not. Oh, I see the Assyrians are not trying to defend the borders. That's cute. Threaten, 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 threaten. I'm not threatening the Assyrians. More food for planes or the reward for conquering a river space. I will not conquer a river space anytime soon. Let's get the reward immediately. And as soon as I flag another sea space, I will get all the sea flag tiles, making flagging the sea even cheaper. I should trade for 80 science next turn just to be able to get food out of the sea. I would love to get more money out of those hills, but that can wait a bit. I want the food right now. Everything else I'll stockpile as money. I could build a city somewhere around here. And that tends to be a reasonably good idea. Put down that single flag. Well, hold on. If I want power somewhere, might as well put down a new city over here, especially since it's so inexpensive. No, it's actually a lot cheaper to just upgrade the one I already have. But no, let's put this one down, I can upgrade the other one later. Flag one of the tiles. Make it cheaper to flag additional ones. And now it would make sense to have that thing that allows you to get a bonus when you flag plenty things all in one turn. That's just fall flags though. It's not as great as I would have wanted it to be. Right, let's get 80. Exactly 80. Let's not trade for food, not trade for anything else. Let's just trade for science and get food out of the sea. That'll be 8 each turn. It's not insignificant. Let's do this. I could pump my power the tiniest of bits to get to 2. Maybe I even should. Fine, let's play it safe. I'm not putting it higher than 2 though. Over pumping your power early on can lead to disastrous consequences. Conquer a desert space. Ah, my beloved caravanserai. Now, unfortunately, I can't get another army, so either I conquer. If I conquer, I also lose. I also lose tiles over there. I'm not sure that's desirable. Let's get food out of the sea. With each passing turn. You know, at this stage, I should have an easy time growing all of my cities. Which plays well into one opportunity. I think I should just sacrifice these tiles, pump my power possibly to 3, conquer the desert tile to get the caravanserai, and benefit from that. Fall, and then 5 over here. 5 more sea tiles. So now I'm getting 8 food out of all the sea tiles, and soon I'll be getting 12. I need to have enough money to get a fleet. Not necessarily yet, not now, but soon enough. Getting another army is also an option, since I clearly need one. I need to be able to defend. But caravanserai though, so desirable. Do I want to get... Oh, of course, if I could get 50 science, that would be great. Let's get exactly 50 science, let's pump power to 3, and save everything else as gold. I won't be able to get another army. But this is still fine. Let's conquer here, get a river tile. I could get power in cities. The one power attack I think I ought to take, and then mess with the Assyrians. Caravanserai procced, I got 50 more gold. Hold on, I forgot about that entirely. No, I get caravanserai, which means I get enough gold to be able to recruit that army or a fleet. I could get the goldsmith, but then I couldn't, obviously, get the army this turn. Unless I proc this next turn. However, the Harvest Festival is the best thing. I can grow these tiny cities soon enough. Hold on. That's 18, that's 21, so that's 39. If I save up my food, I should be able to do that very soon. I also need to fortify myself in this area soon enough as well, otherwise I'm going to lose basically everything. So I think I'm going to make a move with my army and I'm going to then proceed. I could have gotten the goldsmith, I know, getting more gold every single turn is really desirable. I like when that happens, but I think I'll be getting plenty of gold as it is, won't I? Let's deploy an army over here. How much power do I need? The Egyptians are emanating 1, let's say they emanate 2. So I should be at least at 2 power. Let's see, how much food do I need next turn? 39. And I'll have 59, so I can flag quite a few more tiles and still be capable of doing that. $45. 41, all right. I could swoop in and attack them. They have +1 power here from cities. 1 from tech, so the Assyrians have 2 power here. If I stay at 3 power, or even bump it up to 4, I'll be able to threaten and conquer. Now maybe I should be dealing with purple, since they seem to be... Yeah, they seem to be more of a threat. Also, orange is busy dealing with purple. Orange have no power here whatsoever. So they should be easy to dispatch. Fine. I am putting my army over here. Pumping power to fall, flagging all of these things. That's not enough food. Let's redo this. Could have just traded for a bit more food. Alright, I didn't flag that. I was trying to figure out what difference this all made. Alright. Let's pump the power, defend here, threaten the... Flag these sea tiles, get all the food. See what happens. So far, I'm getting 13 food out of all the sea tiles. And I'll be getting 4 more, that's 17 each turn. That is not to be underestimated. And with all that food, I'm going to grow one of my cities even further, presumably the one over here at sea. The city. Well, it's not an island, technically. W Wellfield, I would love to. I'll use the druids. Let's try to double the Wellfield. Which do I want to go further? The one at sea. Now look how much power this is emanating. Can't move that army too far, but I guess I still made a difference. Oh dear, of course I am under attack yet again. I'm not sure I should be trading these tiles repeatedly. Power techs are a really simple solution to this sort of problem, but I don't think I should get them. They're tempting, but they have their own issues. Right? Let's see what happens. I'm in 3rd place over here. I should be able to conquer this. Orange, of course, moves to defend, just swoops in. Red takes this, purple takes that, right? But I defend here. Yes. Conquer grassland space, all move an army. Expensively. Let's try to conquer the grasslands. Oh, this is increasingly unlikely, I see. Science of the hills. More science of the hills. They're not going to go. They're not going to go any further, are they? They'll presumably try at the very least. I really need to flag more sea tiles. And get a fleet. As soon as I can get a fleet, of course. But when will that be? That's always the problem. I keep putting these sorts of things off, and then eventually... Eventually it just... Eventually it never happens. No, it never happens. It just doesn't happen. That's it. Look at green flagging all those sea tiles. Will I actually get this? That would destroy the army, wouldn't it? I defend here against the Egyptians, of course I do. I get nothing over there. Map making. Science out of the sea, that's absolutely precious. Having movement cast across the plains would also be extremely beneficial. That's... yeah, that's astonishing. But this is a tremendous and immediate boost. Look at this. Plus 76. Which means I can get 19 more wealth every single passing turn. And possibly something else as well. Like more signs out of my planes. Well, I could save up, get 80 next turn and spend that on what exactly? No, let's get the science. It's difficult enough to get as it is. And now the final yield from the plains is the food. I'll have enough to invest in that next turn. Oh, right, of course. Well, that's just peachy. Nothing is happening though, because I don't have enough power to actually get through them. The Egyptians are... the Egyptians are relatively weak. That's not because... they are so weak, that's because everyone else is so strong. They have more armies than I do. We've been through this. I'm pumping power again instead of doing the smart thing and getting more armies. Give me more sea tiles, I need that income. Now I just need 120. Science. Yes, and it'll be cheaper to move across the sea. With what, I ask you? With what? Alright, the threatening here, how much power are they putting here? 5. So if I go down to 4, that's not acceptable. How about I go down to 8? Surely that's better. I know the Egyptians will get a river tile off of me. And as horrible as that is, I'll have to let them. Thankfully, most other factions are not that busy destroying me. The Assyrians have the most power, 6. Slingers, a temporary boost in power. The Egyptians are about to conquer this bit of land, effectively ruining everything for me by cutting me off through here and making me lose all this territory. That's game over. If that happens, I'm done. There's basically no way to recover. That's too much territory lost. And this could have all been avoided had I just flagged these little desert tiles, but I didn't. You don't have that much power though. Really? Orange has so much power in this particular... oh dear. Let's get another army, plop it down here. One there. And these guys here. Spend everything on power to get it up to 3. Fingers crossed now. I'll get slingers soon enough. I'm losing so much territory. I don't even have all the hills. The Babylonians have dug themselves in over there. And I'm losing territory to the north in order to get territory to the west from the Egyptians. I'm not taking any of... Oh, I could take the orchard for once. That seems to be worth it. Let's take the orchard. Immediately I won't be able to proc slingers. No, let's take the orchard anyway, for once. I'll lose my last remaining river tile. I'm not able to flag anything this turn. And even though I have a whopping 60 signs, I can't effectively spend it on anything. Unless I want power text, which I've explicitly decided not to get this playthrough. Aside from possibly city power or power or whatever the hell you call it. I like to call it siege tech. Alright, 2 units. The Egyptians have 4 power there. Let's say they have 5 power there. At which point 6 is enough. Fine, let's put 8 there. It's still better than pumping a whopping 12 though, or something. Which is just ludicrous. Overspending on that. So what do I want? More science out of the sea? Wouldn't be half bad, would it? Now, if I could get science out of citizens or something, or more money out of citizens, that would be even better. Fine, let's get some more science. And for that, I should presumably start reducing waste in various areas as well. I should also consider getting a fleet, soon enough. I know I'm losing this, let's hope they don't cut me off from that. Let's kick the Egyptians out. Get something done. Oh, great. Orange steals that from purple. Troublous tales. I just need 5 more sea tiles to get more science out of the sea. All complete 2 things in 1 turn. Which I will be able to. Check this out. Slingers into science out of the sea, into Annus Mirabilis, into growing what, this or that? Let's grow this. And move my units there to desperately try and defend. Now what do I do with all of this gold? I could reduce power waste, that's a pretty nifty thing. Or I could get a fleet and start conquering that way. Let's get 5 power. Start to significantly threaten. Oh dear. I've certainly done better in the past. By just refusing to pump power early. I think that might have been a fatal mistake, yet again. Oh look! Yeah, by pumping power, I'm once again threatening. I pick the barracks because I pretty much always pick the barracks when they're on offer. They're absolutely brilliant, I never regret it. Yeah, I lose often enough, and when I lose I pick barracks, but I don't lose because I pick barracks. Trust me on this one. What, do I get science out of the desert? I think I should stop doing that and maybe possibly reduce science waste, but not... To further entrench myself, I could grow this city, or I could deploy one someplace further. Let's grow this one, I think it's the safest of options. I think I ought to save the science. How much power do I need? Let's see here. The Hittites have 7 over here. Let's say that they have 8. So I'm going to need 10, so that's 5 on each unit. How about you guys? Oh, they have barely anything. And these guys will not be overwhelmed. So let's stay at 5. And the rest could go to, I don't know, reducing waste or something. But yes, staying at 5. Let's see what happens. Now they've upgraded the city, which means they will emanate more power. And I basically get nothing because I didn't pump power far enough. Military drills to increase power. All the catapults. Military drills. Alright, I have a plan. And that plan involves not pumping power anymore and instead reducing power waste right now. Horrible. What do I want? More money out of the desert? Or should I save up? Yes, next turn I'll have enough to get more science out of my cities, even though my cities aren't that big quite yet. Ooh, I could... yeah, I should fortify right around here. With a brand new city. And then get even more science out of each and every citizen. I should flag more hills. There's so many things I should have done. Oh dear. It wasn't the best start. Battering ram. All it takes is for me to get one more army. But then I presumably should invest in enough city power. All one city in the desert. To get a desert yield tech. Let's take the battering ram. Defensively, move over here. How much do I need to defend? Alright. What? How is that 8? Ah yes, that's orange. Right, 8. And I have 3 from the city, so I just need 5. And 2 units. So say 3 each, so let's say 4 each. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's grow the city to protect myself from the Egyptians. Can I actually get this sea tile? Will they move to defend? Well, we shall see. I managed to save this tile. What about that tile? Oh, and I managed to get a sea tile. Excellent. Archers? Oh, swords to plowshares. Swords to plowshares aren't that great. Archers sound desirable. Do I want them more than the battering ram? The battering ram grants me city power tech, which is essential to sieging towns, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do right now. Although archers just give you 1 power for a brief while. I would rather, much rather, reduce power waste. Oh yes. And now, I'll save up even further. Get more gold out of the desert. I could just get a new city over there and also grow it. I could fortify myself over here in this desert. Yeah, there are so many things I could do, possibly. It's cheap to grow this city, so let's do that. Let's reduce food waste a little. No, I will not have enough to reduce power waste next turn then. Yeah, that's okay. I should get this from the Egyptians, I think. We'll see. Of course, purple defense here. And I'm getting threatened. Right there. Wonderful. Reduce food waste to trade more effectively for food. I don't necessarily want to trade for food. $185, that's tempting. I have to pump my power a bit, I think. To defend, and next turn I can unpump. And as a result of that, reduce waste. Gee willikers, what do I get here? Well, I think I ought to upgrade one of my cities. Quite frankly, getting a city here would be cheaper. And getting a city down there would be cheaper still. Yes, but this allows me to defend more easily. Still. If I can get a city on the cheap, why shouldn't I? Also, deploying a new army over here would be quite beneficial, because then I could get all these desert towns and possibly the hills over there. Oh, and this city, if grown, could defend me against the Egyptians as well. Fine, let's get a new city right around here. And just like that, I get the city pop crown. I'm not the first person to do so, but I did do so. How much power are they emanating there? Whoa! 12. And over here 6. Alright. 12 from 2 units. Well, with my 2 units... With my 3 units, I should be able to withstand them over here. If barely. Well, not barely, hold on. With 3 units, at 5, I'll have 15 here. Yeah, and they might pump the power. That's about as much as I need, I think. Don't I get bonuses from the city? Need to grow all these cities. Oh, thank goodness, I defend. I even threaten over there. Right, beer or a hill fort? Neither. Can I actually defend here without pumping? Let's see. I've reduced power waste. I'm at 3 power right now. Do I want more food out of the desert? No, I want more money out of my citizens. That's enough to defend for now. And even if the Egyptians take that single tile, I'm still somewhat okay with that. When will I be able to get 250? Soon, I think. Very soon. Let's strive towards that, and presumably out to start conquering. I'm in 3rd place. But, I guess that tells me more about my enemies than about me, because I'm not doing that well. I should also consider getting power at sea. I know power techs are not that desirable, but power at sea might just be. Golden Age, that's very unlikely to proc. Or own most of the hills, that's reasonably unlikely. I would love to get that, but that's too many hills. I'll have enough next turn without spending anything on science specifically. And explicitly. They're emanating 10 over here. What if I stay at the minimum? Well, then I won't have enough. Fine, let's go to 5. Now 4 would be 12. Let's not risk it. 55, 54, 50, 54, 42, 40. Fine. New city it is. I should definitely move my fleet. How much power do they have? 2 from text, 2 from cities, 2 from the unit itself. The Egyptians have a whopping 11 power though. Yeah, but let's not spend on sea power tax right now. That would be silly. I want to get the additional money first, then I can spend on sea power tax. Or something as silly as that. Alright, I defend with ease, and I threaten over there. Glorious. Odyssean Voyage to get more power, or the Ornamental Garden to get a victory point. Let's take the garden. I'm not sure I'll actually fulfill that objective, but I might as well try. The Egyptians are trying to conquer my lovely sea tiles. Get more money out of my citizens. I'll have 149 next turn. How soon could I get, say, 400? Well, reasonably soon. Surprisingly enough. I can buff this little city of mine. I can get another fleet. I can also start getting power at sea. I know these... Hold on, these are sea tiles, so if I get power at sea, that actually helps me defend them. So that's 1 point of power at sea. A buff to this city. And a fleet right there to emanate my power and to defend. What do I want now? I think it would be prudent to get even more money out of my citizens. That would be absolutely delightful. Because that would be even more money. That would be 19 more money with each passing turn. And already my yield is 110. Which is quite astonishingly impressive. I don't need more armies, for instance. That's something I would like to have. Oh, with the additional power at sea, I should be able to take over these towns. So this fleet over here should be able to defend. And just like that, I might have flipped things around, we shall see. I should deal with the Babylonians. They've been alive for far too long, and usually they tend to be the weakest faction. Well, aside from the Canaanites, who, if I'm not playing them, tend to go first. Assassins, all caravans, to make it easier to move across the desert. I'm tempted to take the assassins just to be able to pump my power and go out a conqueror. Whatever the case, I'm going to pick that instead of the battering ram, considering how many cities I just got. Let's see, do I want the assassins? I could spend 120 and make it cheaper to travel across the desert. I think that's worth it. Let's take the caravans. Immediately redeem that. And Bob's your uncle. Now it's cheap for me to travel across the desert. The traveling across the hills isn't particularly simple, now is it? Especially with a boat. Six. All. Let's put some pressure on the Egyptians. Yeah, soon enough. I should get an initial army or a fleet, something like that. Oh, I can grow this city. Fine! Of course, that gives me plenty more resources with each passing turn, including more money. Yeah, that was a reasonably smart move. Now let's conquer more territory, finally. I'm surprised that the Assyrians are doing better than the Mycenaeans or the Mycenaeans, who tend to essentially dominate every single game. And I think the only reason they are not dominating as heavily this time is because I've conquered some of those silly sea tiles. Am I putting enough pressure on the Babylonians yet? They're at the very bottom. Can I defeat the bottom feeders? I'm putting pressure here. I know I'm possibly losing some tiles there, but I'm okay with that to some extent. No longer wasting money. That sounds awesome. Oh, that's a horrifying threat. And they're putting a lot of pressure on me over there. Might as well move on here and defend as heavily as I possibly can. And I might as well move my fleet over here again and defend that tile as well. So what? Do I also move in over here and defend against green instead of conquering anything this turn? Well, I guess that is the case indeed. And let's get more power at sea twice, just to be on the safe side and to have an easy time dealing with green. If I move 2 fleets to one location, my goodness, I'm going to have such an easy time dealing with everything. I could get an addition... How much power are they emanating though, exactly? 9. There's 15 power over here, and with 2 units... No, that's 15 power from me, so that's once again 9. And with 2 units to withstand that, I would need at least 5 power. Let's say 6 to be on the safe side. I don't think I can quite deploy a fleet quite yet. You know what, hold on. Can I reduce basically all the waste? Let's reduce waste at least a bit. And next turn I may reduce it fully, we'll see. What's the power? Orange has 9 power, which is quite impressive, but thankfully I've managed to defend against them. Mercenaries would be quite nice. The epic poem would be absolutely lovely. But do I want to ditch the ornamental garden and the pretense of trying to win? I could get the armies and fleets, and then the power. I'll retain my population, so what does that give me? 6. If I get that initial victory point, I just win. So all I need is 4 more armies and fleets in total, pumping power to 16 once, and the ornamental garden for plenty of science. The mercs will absolutely help me increase my dear, oh dear. Let's get the mercs instead of the military drills. Reduce power waste permanently to 0. Can't get any armies or fleets. How much power are they emanating? Whoa! Babylon is emanating 10 power over there. Let's go to 6. Do I want even more power at sea? Because that's just absolutely lovely. Although I think instead I should just save up on my science. And get, say, even more money out of my citizens or something as outrageous as that. I'm going in circles. Okay, they moved away, I defend. They defend. And I'm getting threatened from different angles this time. Invasion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, getting a free army or a fleet isn't the worst thing that could happen to me. And it would allow me to focus on other pursuits. And I can easily retake those tiles. Let's take invasion strategically. It's not as stupid as it may seem. Let's grow this city. Unpump power fully. Get 400 science for next turn. Reducing waste a bit, potentially, so as not to lose 55 each turn. Come on now. If I pay 60, will that actually work out? No, I would get 399. Oh no. Alright. Let's do this. If I could get 50 more, I could proc mercs. Yeah, but that comes later. For now, let's actually lose those tiles and get a free army. Own 10 threatened spaces on the map, or get more power. Well, also it allows me to get any power tech, which is interesting. A free army, please. Getting the mercs on top of... No! Hold on, no. More money out of each and every one of my cities. Can't get though. I'm going to lose this basically no matter what. That's horrifying. Alright. Let's try to make this work anyway. I can't even get the mercenaries, but I'll try soon enough, soon enough. I need 3 more armies or fleets. What are other people doing? 4, 6, that's me. I have plenty of them. I really ought to put them to good use. I should just start pumping power and conquering. Otherwise, I will just get crushed. Defend, 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 defend. Oh. Okay, I lose these, but I don't lose the fleet, thank goodness. Chariots. Did I get that instead of the victory point? That sounds silly. So let's not actually do that. And since I have so much power at sea, why don't I just, you know, try to attack though? Beat them at sea. Swarm the Babylonians. I know I'm losing this. I get this tile and threaten further. The temple complex for a victory point. Yeah, dear. No. I get the mercenaries and the camel riders, and I spend 100% of my money on pumping power. Let's leave things at that. I might lose this if they move this army south. No, I defend, thank goodness, and I conquer these sea tiles. These tiles from the Babylonians. This is flaggable now. The palace to get another victory point. Yes! I absolutely should aim for that. Absolutely should just try to win. Growing my cities might be the smartest and the simplest way to win. Although, you know, at this point, growing them is going to be difficult. I don't get much food since I have so many citizens. It might be more prudent to just conquer some cities. And they have too many armies over there. I can't deal with that. How about here? How much power do they have there? 8. 8, 5, okay. Move or be destroyed, I guess. Let's deploy another fleet. Oh, I like how deviant. No, I think I need to deal with green. No, green is doing quite poorly. And the Egyptians are just below me in terms of power. No, still, let's actually conquer those sea tiles. That's where I have the advantage, the immense advantage. Let's focus on that. I kicked him out of there and threatened plenty of tiles. Pikemen! I don't have enough food for that, but it sounds like a lovely idea. The palace would also be lovely to have, but I would need 200 food. I would have to trade for that food, which is not an impossibility, mind you. It can absolutely be done. I think I should pump power instead. I think I should just try to conquer all around. Oh, look, if I stay my calls, then Orange will just destroy me. Fine, go out there and defend, and you mess with the Pole Babylonians. Great, so I'm conquering here, the Egyptians are conquering there. I want even more power at sea. Although, you know, siege tech has its advantages. If I stay at 9, I don't quite besiege that city. But if I pump siege tech up to 2, they'll suddenly become threatened. And things will get interesting. Let's just pump power. Oh, look, they've repositioned. But do I have more? I have more power and sea than them. Brief respite. Those are unlikely to happen. Should I even keep the pikemen? Actually, yeah, I think I'll proc them right the hell now. The zoo is interesting, but it demands too much food out of me. I think I should just stockpile my science. Do I keep pumping my power? Or do... Well, actually, even on power over there. Well... There's a way to go about this. I can just get more power. And then I'll prevail over there. I can defend over here, or I can aim to destroy the Babylonians. Presumably, shouldn't hate the Babylonians so much. Yeah, but if I pump my power, that's basically... And they are fine. Let's reposition my forces instead of pumping my power. Try to deal with red to an extent. Let's stay here and take this single tile, and then... Is this single tile really worth it? I think it might be worth a lot more to put pressure on red. More siege tech, please. And soon enough I'll be able to get another fleet. Which one? I'll just need to get one more fleet or army to complete that objective. I need to defend, and I should threaten basically everywhere. There we go. Hilltop Oracle to get plenty of science, or the amphitheater, which is relatively cheap and grants points. I should presumably get points off of that. Let's see, if I get 3 off of this, I could just focus on the opportunities and win that way. Can't really get 200 food. 400, 100, 100. That's possible. I would have to refuse to move and I would have to lose some tiles. But it's possible. Why not just get fleets and armies and then wealth? Yeah, but I need one more opportunity. Well, I can get that opportunity at the very tail end of everything. Or can I? Hold on. No. No, I could secure that opportunity. And then what? At the very tail end of everything, get the armies and fleets? In terms of expenditure, it might be a lot safer to just get more power. No, that would be significantly more expensive. How about pumping power all the way up to 16? That's also not particularly viable, is it? Spaces are not gonna happen, but wealth is reasonably simple to accomplish. The way I see it, I should get the armies first. Then trade away money for the garden and then save up money for wealth. The palace is not gonna happen. The amphitheater might happen, but it's reasonably expensive. The sanest thing to do is to go for the armies first. Then one opportunity, possibly the garden, then wealth. In which case... army. I'm actually threatening this? Dear oh dear, I could have conquered it had I pumped everything. Right, one more army or fleet. Which is gonna cost 180, that's a decent bit. But I'm not going to be able to save up for that in a single turn. Once I get that, opportunity and wealth. Fishing port, conquer an island, unlikely. Eliminate an empire, also unlikely. Near the bottom, again. Oh, I can't get there, not quickly enough. Well fine, they'll conquer this single desert space. I wanted to check, but never mind. I ended the turn, let's call that decisive. Oh, well even, so... they don't actually retake it, that's cute. Goldsmith, all the druids to get science over time. That can be quite handy. Spend it right now, get it over a few turns. Can I actually wait those few turns? I hope I can. Yeah, let's take the druids over the palace. Proc the druids immediately. Fine, get the final fleet. Defend with all my might, of which I don't have that much. And then get wealth. And the garden. Or the amphitheater, whichever comes first. And as long as I don't lose that many cities, if I can muster the resource... if I can get the resources quickly enough, I'll just win. Absolutely not in style, but I'll win. Hanging on for dear life. I get kicked out anyway. Oh dear. And those mountains... are what allows me to generate the gold. I'll have 500, not spending much of anything on anything. Or, you know, I could just make a bit of an investment and get those silly gardens faster. Should I take the druids? Hard One Piece is not gonna happen. Not at all. I could just trade for some food. That would work out just as well. 60% for food. Or 70% for knowledge. Gee. That's a tough one. What about reducing knowledge waste? Oh, just by doing that, I'll have more baseline knowledge next turn. And then I can get 600. Oh dear. Yeah, let's get 600 and then I just need to save up a bit of gold. That's it. That's all that needs to happen. That's the plan. It's a really simple plan. If I proc the druids, that's 36 after 2 turns. It's not worth it. It's too late. Alright. Let's see, I'm in first place, despite everything. Mostly because of victory points. I'm pathetically weak, I keep losing ground, but... the Elamites have disappeared from history, whatever. Catapults! Gee, that sounds fun. Fine, let's take them instead of the amphitheater. Let's get a victory point off of the garden. And let's stop spending money on anything. As long as I accumulate enough wealth, I win. All I need now is 300 gold. That's it. And to basically not lose entirely by that point. Okay, how about I refuse to spend anything this turn? That sounds like a reasonable plan. Let's also move away so as not to get kicked out too hard. The Egyptians are doing reasonably well. If they get 2 armies faster than I can accumulate the gold, then they just win. And I can only get 230 next turn. Come on! I need 2 turns. Please, Egyptians, do not deploy any additional armies or fleets. Eliminate an empire? Well, I'm about to eliminate myself. What? What happened to the Egyptians? They no longer have the wealth. Oh, but if they get the wealth and the army, then they just win alongside me, which is the last thing I need. Come on. Come on. This should be it. I'll have 400 as soon as I end the turn. Come on, please be victory. I have 1 power, whatever. I get kicked out of everything. But I have the gold. Have I won? I've won! Oh, I've won as the Canaanites! First place! Not even tied for first place. First place straightforwardly. I have finally managed to win with the Canaanites in quite a bizarre fashion. Just racing against time for points, losing all of my territory, but knowing all too well how you play this game. Knowing that you are supposed to get those victory points, not go out and conquer everything. Oh dear. In case you have actually been paying attention to this, especially in case you've actually watched more of these playthroughs, really, thanks for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.